Count on LEX 18 News.
Tonight we're tracking the winter weather as snow makes its way through central Kentucky. We're bringing you team coverage to show you exactly what you can expect if you have to head out. Plus, a Kentucky senator is claiming the second impeachment trial for President Donald Trump is unconstitutional. Now he's leading the charge against that trial. And international students are returning to the University of Kentucky. We spoke with a student from Brazil about the change from virtual to in-person classes. This is LEX 18 News at 5:30 and it starts right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dia Davidson.
And I'm Angie Bevan. Thanks so much for joining us on LEX 18 News at 5:30. And tonight we are following this blast of winter weather.
We sure are. We have team coverage in Lexington as the first few snowflakes start to fall. Going to start with meteorologist Seth Phillips in the studio to show us where the snow is coming down and where it's headed next.
Yep, that's right. We've been seeing snow falling in the last few hours in most bluegrass counties, but now we're starting to see that snow continue to push further towards the east, and even portions of southern Ohio and a little bit of West Virginia now starting to get in on the action. Clear dividing line, though, between snow and rain. We have temperatures that are above freezing and quite a bit, in fact, for our southeastern counties, which is why we started out with rain today. But it'll be a quick change over to snow as we lose that little bit of heat from the day that we've had. And obviously on the other side of that line, though, very, very cold and right down near freezing. So starting to see some of that snow collect on mostly grassy surfaces at this point. But it's only a matter of time before we see the pavement temperatures get down close to freezing, and that's when the collection on the roads will start to happen. A little bit of a radar hole kind of sitting up in our northeastern counties at this point. That will fill in pretty quick. And then maybe a little bit of drying up for the southern counties, but that will also fill in pretty quick as well. It is a winter scene at Keeneland right now with the grass starting to collect that snow, and it's coming down pretty heavy at times. But you look at the roads around Lexington and other surrounding areas, and they still look pretty good at this point. Once again, pavement surface temperatures running above freezing, so that snow will fall and melt on contact for now. We lose that heat from the day, it'll be a completely different story. We'll talk more about what to expect for the rest of the evening. We have a winter weather advisory in place and a winter storm warning. We'll talk about all of that coming up in your full forecast.
A lot to keep your eye on. Thank you, Seth. Well, we are looking at current conditions around the city with our team of live reporters. This is our mobile drive cam. This is on New Circle Road right now. It looks like it's starting to come down pretty good. So if you are out there or you need to get out tonight, certainly be careful as you head out. Well, the conditions have changed in Lexington over the past hour. LEX 18's Eleanor Buckley has been out all day. She is live along Man of War and has more on what is being done to help keep the evening commute going smoothly.
Yeah, the snowfall has really started to pick up in the last 30 minutes. I'm on Man of War Boulevard. And like Seth said, luckily the traffic is still moving pretty smoothly. Of course, visibility is greatly reduced even if there is no accumulation on the roads, so make sure to take those slow. Crews will be working 12-hour shifts through the night to assure they remain as safe as possible. Another thing is crews don't have to worry about morning bus routes since Fayette County Public Schools are still practicing virtual learning. And the good news here is it's all expected to clear out pretty quickly. By Friday, it should start warming up again. Live in Lexington, Eleanor Buckley, LEX 18 News.
All right, Eleanor, thank you. And we have plenty of ways for you to track winter weather with us. Stick with us here on LEX 18 all day for the latest forecast, or you can follow the latest developments on our website at lex18.com. You can even get the latest on the go with your smartphone. The STORMTRACKER weather app is free to download with 24/7 weather tracking.
In other news today, as the U.S. Senate prepares to hear the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump, one of Kentucky's senators is making headlines. Senator Rand Paul claims this second impeachment is unconstitutional because Trump is no longer in office. LEX 18's political reporter Carolina Buchek takes a look at his argument.
3 weeks ago, the U.S. Capitol was stormed by Trump supporters. Now, the U.S. Senate will hear the impeachment case against the former president.
So help you God.
I do, so help me God.
The articles of impeachment accuse former President Donald Trump of inciting the insurrection in the same building where he'll be put on trial. But Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is leading the charge against impeachment.
But impeaching a former president, a private citizen, is the antithesis of unity.
Paul believes this impeachment is unconstitutional because Trump is no longer president.
Private citizens don't get impeached. Impeachment is for removal from office. And the accused here has already left office.
Democrats fired back, saying the former president can be impeached for actions he took while he was in office.
It is clearly and certainly constitutional to hold a trial for a former official.
But the Democrats' hope for a conviction took an early blow. Senator Paul made a motion to dismiss the proceedings, and that forced every senator to go on the record about whether they believe impeaching the former president is constitutional. And only 5 Republicans joined the Democrats in saying yes. So 45 Republicans, led by Senator Paul, said this impeachment is not constitutional.
Shame! Shame on these angry, unhinged partisans who are putting forth this sham impeachment, deranged by their hatred of the former president.
So what happens now? Paul's effort to stop the impeachment failed. So the trial will begin next month, but Democrats will need 17 Republicans to join them in order to get a conviction. And based on yesterday's vote, that likely will not happen. In Lexington, Carolina Buchak, LEXIngton News.
Let's turn now to the most recent COVID case numbers here in the Commonwealth. During his press conference today, Governor Beshear said the number of new cases reported are the lowest for a Wednesday in 4 weeks. 2,424 new cases were reported, bringing our total to 352,943. Sadly, the number of new deaths remain high as we lost 47 additional Kentuckians to the virus. In all, 3,542 people have died across the Commonwealth since the pandemic started. Our positivity rate now stands at 9.35%. International students at the University of Kentucky are back on campus this semester after taking all of their classes online last semester. LEX18's Jacqueline Nye spoke with a student from Brazil who is living on campus for the very first time.
Julia MANSUR Cardoso is from Brazil. The UK student did her first semester at UK completely online in Brazil. With the time zone changes, Julia says classes were tough.
I would have meetings that would be at 8, from 8 to 9:30 here, which would be till 11:30 in Brazil, so I would be up late.
But Julia says her journey moving to Lexington wasn't easy. The freshman had to go to Paraguay to get a visa since the embassies in Brazil are closed.
So I had to stay 14 days in Paraguay, get my visa, and then wait for about 3 days to come here. So I had to get a COVID test in Paraguay to come here. And I also had, whenever I arrived on campus on the 17th, I also had to get a COVID test.
Julia says while some of her classes were with American students already living here, being virtual wasn't the same. The best part about finally being on campus, feeling part of a community.
I've had some in-person classes, and so I'm just looking forward to adjusting to in-person classes again and getting to know my professors on a more personal level.
In Lexington, Jacqueline Nye, LEX18 News.
Taking pain relievers could affect your COVID vaccination. Coming up, what health officials suggest doing to avoid losing the effectiveness of the shot. Plus, we continue to track the winter weather as it moves into central Kentucky. Your hour-by-hour forecast coming up next after the break.